something occurred to me that rattled me to my core 2 days ago. And it kind of reshaped what I thought I was mentally and how I felt about things, and where I was right with some things and where I was wrong with others. So I was at this gym, and there's this girl I've been eyeballing, or caught my glance, and she's just like my type without getting too like into detail. And for time I've just been like not being a coward. Let's be blunt here. Not even mean, but just being like honest about myself here. And I think what happened is that I was at the bench. She's literally right in front of me, working out, working on legs. And I didn't have the self-esteem to look her way or maybe catch a glance and start a conversation. I just was in a bad place. I was thinking to myself, like, damn, most men, and probably women feel this to some degree, but I think with men, you either initiate or you let something pass by. And I saw a guy approach her and introduce himself, and it made me bummed because I was like, damn, I wish I was that guy, and mustering up the courage to do it. And I was pretty distraught the rest of the day, looking for answers, was not happy with myself, very disappointed. And I didn't realize how much of a self-esteem issue I did have. And hopefully with this story, you don't have to encounter a situation like that forces you to take a hard look at yourself and be like, okay, like, I do have something I need to work on. And not saying that I never did, but lately I've just been kind of going through things where I realize, like, geez, like, I'm living a life of comfort almost and not taking risks. And the risks I weren't taking were opening myself up and talking to people I'm interested in and trying to start a connection. And this guy literally in front of me just talking to the girl I wanted to talk to. And I was just wrecked, like destroyed internally. I was like, I wasn't even mad at the guy. I was just like, damn, good for him. Like, honestly, like, he's doing something I wanted to do. And that moment made me start to really learn about self-esteem and the importance of it, and self-efficacy and self-respect. And I noticed that I have these patterns of where I have something very negative occur with me, and it spurs me to action. And it's like, I wish I didn't have moments like this that make me want to change something about myself. But at the end of the day, I'm grateful for these moments, because sometimes pain and just being beside yourself leads something to incredible change. And this was Monday. Today is Wednesday while I'm recording this. And yeah, I was just like telling my friends, I have a good relationship with my mom. I was like, I just feel like a little bitch. Like, I can't express myself the way I want to, and it was just really disheartening. Because at 28, you feel, at least I feel, this is on myself, I'm like, I'm almost 30, like, I need to, love myself and really believe that, right? And like, the whole, your thoughts or your beliefs and so forth, I've read this stuff, but in practice, I just started growing a voice that was very critical on myself. And I was like, wow, I was a big coward, and I don't like this feeling. I don't like it at all. You just feel like you could be doing a lot better, or your potential is limited when you start having these negative self-beliefs. And we've probably all been there, one way or another, whether it's through work, life, romance, whatever. But I think when it comes to women, and where my most popular video on this channel stemmed from, was just my experiences with dating and the struggles of it. And if I don't get this resolved and start being a little more outspoken and taking risks, then, I'm not really going to find the girl that I would want to date and have a fulfilling relationship. I use dating apps, and part of me feels bad that I made a video that expressed a feeling that wasn't entirely true. Of like, I'm invisible to women should have been like, I'm invisible to the woman that I really like. But that's not really as engaging. But whatever I spoke in that video was true and from the heart. And it came from a place of deep frustration. And now this video is crazy. What a reoccurring concept here. And I just don't want to feel like that again. The next day, started taking action, started reading like a book called The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem, trying to learn more about myself, the thought processes I had, and like, there were sometimes I would read a couple sentences, stop myself and be like, damn, that was literally me. Like, holy shit. And I was just like subconscious to it. I was unaware. And I've read books about awareness, and I think I have it. And then some days I'm just like, I really don't have it like that. I really didn't fully understand this concept. And I just was in this loop of thinking everything's all good and status quo. I have approached someone at the gym before, and she had a boyfriend. And I'm like, that experience was great, honestly. Like, regardless of the outcome I didn't get. But I haven't done it since then. I remember there was this one girl, she had like curly hair and just absolutely like my type, very fit, and smiled, like big smile at me while I was on the Stairmaster. And I think I saw her a couple more times there, and I never mustered the courage to talk to her. And now she doesn't really go to that gym anymore. And it's a bummer because like I really was interested in her. And yes, once you start talking with someone, getting to know them, like your idea of them could be totally off to where you're like, oh, it's just attraction. So to be honest, it's mostly just attraction right now to get your foot in the door and like talking to people. And I was like, okay, I got to do baby steps. I'm going to talk to the front desk girl and see what happens in regards of like asking her a legit question about, my gym has this new app and it literally is a piece of crap. And I was like, okay, I need to get some answers. And she's just so happened to be like there. And like, she's like this other girl at the gym that's not a worker, but front desk, like, I think she's like Egyptian or something. I don't know. She is brown, but started talking, very surface level stuff, and ended the conversation with, using her name, saying, thank you very much for helping me out, blah, blah, blah. And I felt good about that. And now I'm almost in like a position of, okay, like the next hurdle I want to overcome is introducing myself and saying hi to that girl in the gym. I think we had one interaction that was 7 months ago when she was using the same like dip machine, and I asked, oh, how many more sets do you have on here? Another opportunity blown. And you just don't want to pass up on things that are good opportunities because you don't know when the next one's going to come. And it will eat you up. It will eat you up, especially when you want something like badly, or maybe not badly, but it means a lot to you. So, yeah, I want to work on that. I want to have less of those moments, because now I don't tend to think in what ifs and be like, what could have happened if that, in regards to something that already occurred or where I came to, which is like, okay, like my self-esteem was low. I think that was a indicator of that event and experiencing that right in front of my face, being like, holy shit, like this is something I really need to work on, because you wait too long and you see someone doing something that you want to do, and it just kind of, one, you could react to be like, man, screw that guy, or another one is like, damn, okay, like it's doing something I want to do, like that's in my control to fix that. And I want to make new connections and date and so forth. I'm 28, like I have a lot of life ahead of me, and I want to experience these new things. And when I was younger, I think college and stuff, like, you get opportunities, and like my self-esteem was not great. I mean, if we're talking about it now, like, it's always been very bad for the most part. There's been some days where you're like, yeah, but like most things in life, it goes like up and down. But I feel like the trend has been like this. It's just up, down, up, down, up, down, up to this point. With this moment in the gym, I was like, all right, I've been lying to myself, and I just don't like feeling this way at all. And there's got to be other answers for this. Because whether it's someone you like out there, boy or girl, and you want to connect with someone you find interest in, but your fear, I think fear is the bane of my existence, because most of the things I fear never come to fruition. But when you're in the moment and it just grips you, it's terrifying how much power it can have on your psyche, to where it stops you from doing things you truly want to do. And I think that's pretty sad that I've let that battle occur, and I've lost it many times, and I want to do better. And I hope someone out there just doesn't follow the same path that I do. And if you do, like, share your thoughts on a moment you may have passed up, and you're thinking to yourself, like, damn, could have done something better there, and wish I had this and that, and it spurred you to do action. Because you can think of all the things you want to do, but without action, it's meaningless. You're not really holding yourself accountable. And at least I know where my values are and like my foundation. And when stuff like this occurs, I'm like, damn, like, it's really up to me. Who else is going to step up? Who else is going to have the change in their life? It's only up to you at the end of the day. As obvious as that may sound, sometimes when you're going through your day and you're just on autopilot, you don't really think about these things in deep detail, but your actions do matter. And if your self-esteem is low, I was just thinking, man, there's so many times I've like saw someone in public or whatever, and wanted to just spark a connection regardless of outcome, but I was afraid. And fuck that. I think that's a good way to end this video. Don't let your fear get the better of you. And thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video. Have a good rest of your day, night, evening, whatever it is.